Yeah, you played most of this early game fine from what I remember.
Do you think I should have
It's
jumped
just
on
there's
him
a few
here? He was
things.
way too far up.
Uh, but before that, I'll say that I'll go. uh, Before that, I'll go over the draft. So they had a Kimocho Jungle, which threw me off. I thought it was either Thor or Anubis, but yeah, their
Yeah,
comp
right.
is extremely weird.
Yeah.
But one thing that I noticed about your team is you have four hunters, which is absolutely insane.
That's just yeah. That's just top being
If
casuals, dude.
if they picked up on it, they could have gone. They all each could have gone one physical defense item,
Would have been
and your team would have been
screwed.
cooked.
Yeah, would have been cooked, bro.
But for hunters, it also means if your team starts owning, then you can easily pull any objectives like Gold Fury, Fire Giant very easily.
Yeah.
With just 2v because hunters have the most the DPS in the game. Uh, Well, not really Ullr since you're more uh, ability based, but still pretty good. So one thing to notice at the start is how is your jungler gonna play out the first minute of the game? Are they gonna help you out at this mid buff, or are they gonna do something else? And and most junglers do help you out at the mid buff, but some people like me will do my own start like the right to speed to these oracles, which means they'll just ignore it entirely. But if I remember right, your jungler does help you out here, but
Yeah, I think he does.
I'll I'll get onto it. So right here he is stepping up, and he said you did ask if you should jump on him or not, and the answer is yes, only if you know for sure no one's around. But then again, it is Yamoja
Yeah, it's just like
jungle.
it's just emoji.
She can, if you're pushed up too far, she can destroy you level one. And I know this because my friend named Changa Best is a really good Yamocha player who always invades people as Yamocha level one, and she owns them every single time. So,
That's funny.
since it is Yamocha jungle, if you do push up too much and they wrap around and start pressing their wand on you and they hit everything, you are gonna die. And that's just because I've seen it happen a lot.
That's so funny. I honestly didn't respect it at all. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it is crazy how much. It's crazy how strong she's level one. I think only Ymir is stronger than her level one. But yeah,
What about like Fana?
but if she doesn't show up, then yes, you can't jump on this guy as long as you don't push up too much. Now, usually they go for a p- they go for a pre-minion level one mid fight is to make the other use their potions and to force them to like back off. Now, most of the time in a high in a high lobby, if you do start fighting the other mid laner, they'll just back off. They won't use a single potion. If you do win the fight, they'll just back off to the tower uh, since your level one kill threat on almost everybody is never enough. So they'll just back and go to the tower. But if you can force them to use one potion, then then you can back off, uh, reset to base, and they can do the
Mm,
same thing, and you just made them waste 50 gold.
yeah, yeah.
That's also something that you can do in duel as well, uh,
Mm.
which I've done a few times. I think I do remember this. this guy's hitting you for 39, you're hitting him for 62, but uh, but you're that kind of scared to like take his autos. You always take this auto trade against him, especially since
Yeah,
you're a hunter.
makes sense. Yeah, looking back at it, I really feel like I should have just jumped on him when he was like at my tower line. Like I have two abilities. He's raw, level one. Hit him harder.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There's sometimes a few cheeky supports or junglers will like they'll just skinky level one, which just happened a few times when I played mid.
That's why I keep looking right here. Like I auto, then I look right. I auto, then I look right.
Yeah, that's fine.
I didn't even know there was a start like you do. We're like starting at a red. Actually, it's funny.
No, that's just for the jungle start. You always start right here, and since you do have lane pressure right now, since you you're just pushing him at his tower line, you're already winning this first wave engagement because at level one, Raw does out clear you, uh, but if you can can start grouping the minions like this, then you sit three and jump on these minions, so then you just get they just win the fight.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying when you have to you have to pay attention to what your jungler's start is.
Mm.
You start running over here, but your jungler is just he's not really gonna he's not really gonna say where he's going, and he just completely ignore this to help you out. If he's not gonna show up to these camps on time, if he's right here by the time you're walking here, I would not bother going going down here anyways. I would just stay near the wave
Hmm.
and
Is that because
try to hit level two.
okay? Is it because you'd rather split or something? Because like I feel like I have time to clear this, then go back to wave, and not miss any minions.
Well, you can, but we can clear the two minis here, but not the full camp since you hit this with everything that you had, and it would still take you a while. Yeah, it had
Hmm.
almost 600 HP, so you can't clear this whole thing
Okay.
and then go to the wave because if you do sit here this whole time and try to clear by yourself, then you can lose wave pressure.
Okay. So would
Now
you just
there's
take the smalls and go back?
you you usually want to do that for any other time except the first minute.
Hmm.
Because right now this first minute is quite crucial in what your jungler is doing, but this guy's just doing his own thing. Like for example, he's just going for this red buff and instead of trying to contest this mid buff since he's over here, so he's just trolling your whole team already by doing that. So I saw him use his one over here.
Yeah, I saw that right
As
there.
soon as I see this, I know immediately to just ignore this wave and ping my dancer to just rush over here immediately because because his one is a really good secure for buffs.
Mm.
I mean, you have your 3-1 secure, but now uh, their their chance to contest this mid camp is way harder now.
Okay.
And also, for another thing to note is if your jungler does come over to help contest these mid camps, and at worst, it it turns into a 2v2 fight. you have to think to yourself, can me and my jungler win this 2v2 fight? You know,
Yeah, I feel like we win that for sure.
you are Ullr and Dancer. I can't I can't remember what his aspect was. Let's see. But did he have the aspect on?
I don't even know what Dawn's aspect does.
He does
What's it
not have the
do?
aspect. Okay, so his aspect changes his two from the thing that he throws on the floor, uh, which can taunt people, to
Hmm.
the summoning two clones and making his clone stronger. But since he does not have the aspect,
At least the chance to spawn clones now when he autos, right?
yeah, it also it increases the chance as well. Uh, but since he is not but since he is non-aspect Danza and your Ullr, your your level 2 fight and his level 2 fight is way stronger than a Var's level 2 fight and a Kimojo's level
Yeah, I
2
agree.
fight. Though though she's the one that you have to worry about level 2 because she's still really strong. So if you guys can if you guys do end up fighting, you should always win the fight every single time if you hit everything. But if you miss your stuff, then it's gonna be way harder. Though your
Yeah,
Ulu is pretty clean, so you should play pretty confident.
appreciate it.
Yeah, during the whole 10 seconds that it took for you guys to get here, there's Yamato could have been solo clean by herself, especially since she can spam her one on this with her
Yeah.
with,
So
with the jungle starter. You want to
should
be
you
you
go
want to be on this on
yellow?
time whenever you can. What?
Okay. So before the second wave, you should be going yellow, or like or oracles
It
if they're up.
it can be situational. It's always a bit weird how it can work because sometimes you can push the Raven a bit and then come over here, but it's all really dependent on how strong your 2v2 is and if your jungler is here on time as well. But
Yeah. The way I was thinking here was that like since I shoved the wave here, we have prio for this buff because the Ra's now stuck there, right? Now we have a 2v2. I feel like this buff should have been free because of that.
yeah,
You're
that was
saying the Mojo could have been there the whole time instead.
yeah. If she was there right when it spawned, then she would have gone it by herself.
Okay.
But the fact that she wasn't there and you did shove the Raven and then rush over, yeah, that is a really good concept that you're doing already. If you if you apply that to the other roles, then you'll see then you'll see great success. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't really. I play a carry. That's by far my most played role. I don't really play mid. Though one of the other regions are playing Ullr.
yeah, that's fine. One other thing that I didn't mention was your map is you have not done any changes to your HUD yet. They added
No.
that feature recently, so I
Oh, they have a head
highly
editor. Oh, nice.
yeah I really recommend that you make this map like way bigger and make it more transparent so you can see through it and maybe center it because the map in Smite gives you so much information uh, and and the more that you look at your map to see what's going on, uh, the better your games will be. And and I'll say when I'm playing the game, uh, I like on 80% of the time that I am playing a match, I am looking at my map, and then
Yeah, it's the exact same for me.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't know
really
they had a
good.
HUD editor. I would have made it bigger.
Yeah, and I would recommend also moving uh, these two team timers like uh, like on the map as well. Well, like maybe together, like some people do. But the way that I have it is I have theirs on top of the map,
Mm.
and I have my team on the bottom. But as long as you can see, you see both teams. As long as you can see both teams' timers really well, uh, that is that will help you out way more because the most important thing for you to look at uh, in Smite is first the whole map, and second both teams' the death timers and the levels,
Yeah, of course.
then everything else. So she's just spinning this farm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna solo farm here. It feels real good.
So right now you guys just cleared this this mid buff, and like I said earlier, your 2-2 fight is stronger. You guys had Wave Pyro, you're stronger, you have the buff. When you're in a spot like this, you always want to rush over to these oracles.
Mm.
The main goal of mid is to the most ideal situation that you can have is securing both neutral camps. And you are in a position right now to do it because Raw just cleared this. He just cleared the minions, so there's no way he could have started this. At most, he could be like right here around the gold. But if you both rush over to it, if you ping this guy to 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 come help you, then you can fight for these oracles as well.
Yeah, you're definitely right. I feel like we just take all neutral farms. We just win all two level 2 fights here. You're completely right.
Yeah, so in Smite 1, the neutral camps, which were the mid camps, the mid Harpy camps in Smite 1 were really ass. They barely give you any gold or XP, so as both. No. So as a jungler, you should never clear those, but as a mid laner, they were the only things that you could do besides small XP camps. But they didn't really give you that much. If you had a few more XP camps over the other guy, yeah, sure, that's helpful, but it's not anything. But it's nowhere near as impactful to how it is in Smite 2. These neutral camps are worth a lot of fucking gold.
Mm.
S-
How
s-
much?
So I know uh, these word camps give you as much golden XP as a as every single buff camp, and the oracles give a bit more gold and XP than these camps do. However, this camp right here, this ping one, is the most valuable camp on the map by just a bit more gold than
Mm.
the
Okay.
than its oracles. So if they keep getting these neutral camps off of you, they'll build a a pretty big lead over you. So
Yeah.
you always want to contest these neutral camps in any role. Well, not well. I'm still not entirely sure the whole status on these gold camps because I'll be honest, they're pretty shit. You usually want to
Yeah.
focus these first.
Yeah.
But these three camps, this, and this, you always want to get it off a cooldown for your team if you can.
But the gold one too in the middle, like, isn't that like shouldn't you just be prioritizing neutral over like your? 'Cause you're saying go. Can
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
my? You can't see my cursor. The yellow ones on the side. Point to those. Yeah. So you were saying, you should be prioritizing like the gray ones at the back, those harpies, over the middle one. But isn't that like neutral farm? Should you be prioritizing that? Because that's like contested. That's like
Uh,
guaranteed.
it is good to get this camp if you have good clear, but if your clear is
Mm.
not the best, like especially for for the solo lane, then you should really prioritize the time to go get these camps because if you so this was some time back and I'm pretty sure that the numbers are still on the same, just the scaling is different. These two camps give the same amount of gold as this camp, but these give XP and this one doesn't. And XP
Uh,
is really huge in this game because with each level you have more health and like more base protections over the other person.
are you saying each one gives you the same amount, or them combined?
These two combined give the same amount of gold as this one, but these give XP and this one doesn't.
Okay,
So,
gotcha.
and these the big one can take a while to clear, but usually most ADCs have good clear on this anyway, so you can't focus this. But if you do play some warrior with really bad clear, then you shouldn't really put too much time on this if
Mm.
these are up. So yeah. And also one other thing as a mid laner is you did rush over to go pick this up. You're not really in any rush to go get this immediately, but since you do come to pick this up, he already has Pyro on his wave. And if
Yeah, that's true.
now she is here, which just she is here already, which means they'll just clear you anyways. But if she wasn't, him starting the wave right here would allow him to clear way easier, unless you do
Okay,
jump in and start beating him up. But if you
good point.
don't, and if he out clears you first, like let's say that you coming to lane was like it was like a second or two later, for like something else. If he has wave pile, then he can immediately go get this small gold thing right here, and that would be entirely prevented if you just went straight to the wave and then pick this up later because this buff will stay on the ground for like a minute and a half. So
That
you're in
makes
no
a lot of
rush.
sense. Yeah.
So you're in no rush to just get this immediately.
In Smite 1, like I think they changed it, but like I remember a while ago in Smite 1, like stopped playing Smite 1, like they would disappear so fast, and I was like, I just felt so rushed.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah, that was a new change in I think season 10.
What's your policy on like what camps are like? Do you think it's okay to take? Also, I don't know why there's one heartbeat missing here, but
If if your jungler is someone like this guy who has no clue what he's doing, he's just like running around doing his own thing, then I'll just say this: any camp that, and I'll just say this: any camp in your reach is perfectly fine to take if your jungler has no clue what the fuck they're doing.
yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. I probably should have enforced that, frankly, to be honest with you. I feel like I was too generous.
But then again, like that's also griefing the game. But if you have a really bad jungler, and when I say and I say if your jungler is not the best in the world, if they're just if their farming is very poor and they're just like focusing like ganks over stuff where they're not even ganking at all and they're still farming really bad, then it's okay to like take these camps in between waves.
Okay.
But you should only do that if you know that their farming is bad and if you know that their whole timers are all off. C-
I mean, the fact that this was up to me was already a pointer that that might have been the case. I feel.
Yes, because he was over here and then he just stopped doing it to go help you out. It's
Yeah, like that ward buff is
like
up. The Eye of the Jungle buff is up. It's kind of crazy, but you know that's how it is. Especially because I just, like I said, I just started Smite too, so like my level's really low, right? So that's just how it is right now.
you, you play this all fine. One other thing is to press tab a lot so you can see what they're building. Well, this guy has two mana potions. What the fuck? Well, so our start is normal. This Anubis support looks like he's going full damage, and that is a huge thing to take note of
Yeah,
because
I'm
he
just
is
one-shotting the world here.
a support Anubis with no support starter, which means he is going to be extremely behind in gold, and he's going full damage with no beads. Yeah, once you get a few items, then you should be be hunting this guy off cooldown. These two guys are just trolling the whole team. Oh yeah, that was one thing that I noticed as well. You use your three, you're using your range three on these melees instead of the archers.
Mm.
Now that is
Yeah,
like
yeah, I should eat. Sure.
I can't see what the
Or
damage is
poke.
on it. Let's see. You, you did 90 damage to one minion instead of
Yeah,
three
that was
minions.
scuffed. That was scuffed.
You
Not gonna
usually
lie.
don't want to use your three on the melees like this unless they're rushing to your tower and you want to clear them as fast as you can so you don't lose
Yeah.
the extra gold off it. You want to use your three on the archers for two reasons. One, your autos will be plenty. Your autos in your one will be plenty of clear for the melees, and two, the archers in the mini wave do the most damage in the whole wave. And I can't remember who said this or how true it is. So, but it kind of makes sense. I heard that the archers, if you leave a whole mini wave alone, uh, and they clear themselves eventually, uh, then the archers will be doing like 170 to a, they'll be like doing 70 to 80% of the whole damage done in the whole minion wave, just because they're just sitting back
Oh,
here shooting the whole time.
yeah, that
So
makes sense.
if you clear the archers first, then that'll just help your minions stay alive more.
Usually in carry, I feel like I'm just using it as poke. That's one of the main benefits of Ullr, having that extremely long range poke.
Yeah.
But yeah, that makes sense here in mid using it like that.
All right, nice jump. Uh, I didn't notice this guy disrespected you by just pushing up so much, and you punish him a lot for it. It was good, but there's a few times where you did drop a a potential kill on him.
Mm,
It'll show you those moments.
thank you, thank you.
Now this is really good right here. You're just waiting for yourself to be up cooldown. You did hit the combo, and I would have killed, but it's just unfortunate th- th- that you missed. But that
Yeah, it's
happens.
unfortunate.
But that just happens. So, so I noticed you were gonna come up here to see these camps are up, or maybe you were going for this harpy. But
Yeah, our camps aren't up, so they shouldn't have been up either.
yeah, if you see their jungler come from this side, and your jungler is also coming from this side, they should assume that the timers are like almost the same.
Yeah, of course.
And
You're
especially
right.
since we saw the Raw use his one over here earlier. But if you're gonna go take this roaming harpy in the back, that still wouldn't happen good uh, because this camp over here is still up. You can just come over here, clear the two minis, and then go back to to your lane.
Yeah,
Because
you're right. That was a mistake for sure.
as a mid laner, when you clear a wave, you should go to a nearby camp and clear the two minis. Then force back to the
Okay.
wave because you won't have enough time to get the full camp and be on
Okay.
time for
That's a good
for the wave.
tip. Thank you. Oh, I didn't get your name, by the way.
I won't say my name until
That's fine. Okay.
later on.
That's fine.
Like, see, right now you're taking quite a long time to just clear this. E- Even if you jumped and access, you already started wave right here,
Yeah, you're right.
and there's potential for you to lose a a minion worth of golden XP right here, uh, and you don't want to be in that situation ever.
Yeah,
Because
it's
right
definitely
now,
too close, minion.
because right now this guy's looking for poke when he already has lane pyro, which is already a big mistake by him. If this war was me, for example, I'll shove the wave. This thing just spawned. I'll just rush over to go clear it,
Mm,
which will give you a choice to either fight you for the 30 gold or risk losing uh,
yeah.
minions to the tower.
I think as like carry sometimes it makes sense because like sometimes if you like fight them here, you can like push the wave under towers. They can't just like stand in front of the tower and just like prevent it from going in. But I've made it feel like there's so much farm around, right? Like what you're saying
Yeah.
makes much more sense.
But right now, there's not really, there's nothing to play for except for this 30 gold. And the more that and the more times that you get this, the better for your team, obviously. But
Mm,
right now, in mid lane, pressure is everything. If you have pressure over the other guy, then there's then you, if you have pressure over this other guy, then there's a good chance for you to look for invades.
Would you put the
And with
Cyclops ward on red? I used to do that as jungle a lot, like put it on their speed or their red. Would you do that still?
the ward, sure, if you want, yeah. But most of the time, I don't really do it since I keep a mental timer in my head whenever I can.
Mm,
So that's when I'm like really tryharding, but I I don't
okay.
really do that for ranked really. But like I said earlier, in mid lane, pressure is everything right now. If you have pressure, then you can not only secure your own farm in these neutrals, but you can also look for some invades as well. But if you can't invade and you do have pressure, then then you can look for rotations to a side lane. And since you're Ullr, if you use your movement speed buff and you jump, you can get to side lane really fast.
Mm, yeah.
So if you cannot, if you have really big pressure like you did this game, but you can't invade it and all the camps are down, then you should shove wave on the tower as fast as you can and look for a rotation, usually dual lane, since there's a lot more to be played for than solo side. And the best time to rotate is whenever the enemy is pushed up like this, when a camp is about to spawn. So let's say that if you were, so, so let's say that the situation is reversed. You, you have pressure over this guy. He's just like on tower line, and you have minions. The moment that you the moment that you clear the wave, you pick this up and then immediately rush over here. Since these guys are pushed all the way up and these camps are
Mm,
spawning, with the extra pressure that you have in this they have on this guy, you essentially bought time to where you can rotate and in full kid dump, and if this guy comes to follow you, then he'll be late to whatever happens. And if you have
Yeah, yeah.
and 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 if you have first rotation prior over this guy, then that's almost always going to be the best for your team unless you rotate over and miss everything, and he hits the best snap of his life. Then this rotation should always be good for you. And if you can't kill them, then you can still pressure them out and then look for it and invade here as well.
I've been known to miss everything before.
We've all been there. Yeah, this
Yeah.
yeah. Ullr is a hard god. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Though there are a few non-Ullr players that say he is a Mickey character. If you know what that means.
The what? You said what character?
There are some people who say he is a Mickey character,
What's that mean? What does that mean?
like Mickey Mouse, like cheese type of gameplay, to
Oh,
where
I don't. That's
to
a
where
ridiculous
it
take.
means to where it means anyone can just play the god.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not.
Well, there's some basis for it because if you land this combo, like if you're good at your aim and you just land the axis every time, then then you, you can somewhat see it as well, free kills, free kills. Oh my god, you learn all these
Yeah,
combos,
yeah.
you're so good. But then again,
If you hit raw one and then all, it's also free kills though, right?
yeah, exactly, because this guy's ab- abilities have always be- been hard to hit. All right, well, let's get back to this. You jumping to avoid his damage is fine, but if for some reason this Yamcha came over with, she could be level 5 right now. If if for some reason she came over, she could kill you with the ult if you jump in because you can't escape it. But she's
Mm.
over here and left anyway,
Yeah, especially over there. And I have beads and I bought my
so it's
power
fine.
lunch for it, so I felt chill.
Yeah, yeah. You clear this. This is fine, but you have no mana, so so you're just hitting this guy for nothing. You're never gonna kill him here. So so you just focus uh, all your damage on these minions and then get you back off as soon as you can, because an Ullr without mana is not a character at all.
Terrible time, yeah. The way I felt there was that like all the minions were like low health, and I have 2 health pots and I know I'm gonna back soon. So it's like I don't really mind taking a few hits if I can get him to half and force his back. But yeah, that's how I was feeling there. Right now I'm just like, alright, let me back as soon as possible because my trend 10 is about to come up. You think I should have went red here instead though?
Uh, right here, uh, what you just said was also really good. If you can force them to get pressured out, like by like beating them up before you back, that's a good concept. But y- you should only do it whenever nothing is coming up.
Mm.
And the only reason why that I brought this up that they, they should not hit that guy is because you have no mana, and by the and and the moment that you clear this wave, you should just back off immediately and back. And why? Because if you back right now, get get full health, full mana.
And it'll be strong for that mid camp fight, right?
Yes, you, you'll be strong for these two camps that are spawning because right now you got kind of baited because you beat him up a bit and he's just staying around.
felt like I didn't want to miss a wave. I was getting greedy.
Yeah, but if you miss at least one or, or two minions for a chance to get this mid camp again, then you should always take that. You don't want to give
Yeah,
this
you're right.
to them for free.
Yeah, you're completely right here. Cause now, yeah, I got greedy for that wave, but now I have like no mana, and it's like I'm gonna have to back get my transcendence, and this was gonna be up, and they could have taken that mid camp. It would have been free.
Yeah, but the
You're
fact that this
completely
guy
right.
ults here,
It's terrible.
yeah, that is really bad. But right here, you just got kind of bait as well. Though the only saving grace that you have is the totem of coup that your Ar- 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 Artemis just did. So since yours, so since you are staying around, you should hover like one right here and 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 use this mana regeneration because this gives you four mana regen, so you have 9.3 mana regen right now. You, you you should sit around here, wait for your mana to get full again. Well, not really full, but like enough for you to use your uh, abilities, and then uh, look for this camp since you're still here. Anyways,
Yeah, I was a bad back. This is what I was talking about when I
yeah,
looked back and I was like, I was cringing. I was like, I left those two out. Now he gets that. I think he does end up getting that for free. He punishes me for that.
yeah.
Just
As
want
long
oracles. I feel at this point,
as long
since I
as you
saw he had the.
realize, as long as you realize your mistakes, it's fine.
Yeah, we all make them. You you agree that like when I saw he had red, I should just rushed oracles, or do you think it was too late? I should have stayed wave at that point.
You you never want to do any camp whenever minions are meeting like this, or if they're about to meet. You should
Okay.
only go do a camp if the minions are not going to be in lane for a while.
Okay. And okay, so once I clear this, do you think I then go oracles or I go my red buff? I just kill him here, but let's say I didn't.
Yeah. So right here, y- you recognize he already had this. There's a good
I
chance
can
for you
invade
to
his
look
red.
for and invade up here since these timers are around the same as yours.
Yeah,
And if you
let's
can
make
get both of these and maybe beat up Ymoja as well, then that could give you Danza enough time to look for stuff up here as well, or maybe pull Go Fury as well.
the point.
Well, the fact that you have three hunters on this side of the map, you, Danza, and Medusa means when you kill this Raw and the Zeus and Anubis
Yeah, we
are
should just go
dead,
gold.
yeah, this is a free Go Fury. Just because you have three hunters right now, that Go Fury is very free. But most of the time, you're not gonna have three hunters, so the right play would be to show this Raven and look for the and,
Okay.
and look for these two invades. However, Yemoja just came from she just showed right here, so it's most likely she just cleared this since it spawned around
Mm,
the same time as yours did,
yeah.
and you've been here for a while. So so the moment that I see Yemoja here, then you know that this camp is down. This one is probably up, but so, so just based on the map information alone, you, 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 you should look around this area and get these oracles, yes. But you have three hunters, go for the right call.
Yeah, you're completely right.
Nice. Now some people will now some people would just do this work camp, right when right after doing this.
Oh, Mr. Minion, I feel.
But yes, you should always focus the minion wave. In every lane, it's always minions first, and you camp second.
Mm.
One other thing that I noticed, you you, you, you don't really go for these warming harpies. If there are no camps up, you should go into the jungle to look for at least one harpy because
Okay.
they actually give quite a bit of XP. Like,
Like, how much are they worth in terms of like the other camps? Do you know?
well, for like gold, it's like one of the same. One one warming harpy's gold is like one of the same as like one of these harpies, I think, but the XP is is on the same or more than the shoe camp holder is.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good tip. Thank you.
They did nerf gold scaling all across the board, so getting extra gold whenever you can is always fine. That felt kind of rushed. Let's see.
Yeah, no, for sure. I should never be acting as a wave there. I was kind of hoping he was like about to walk in front of it, but that's just a waste. Shouldn't have used it at all.
No, that was fine because you made him use his abilities on the wave. Let's see.
Mm, okay.
He, he went to war there. That's fine. You jumping on this guy is actually good because you were 2 levels ahead with red buff. There's three of them on the left side, and the solo lane is not really here. I assume he just backed. So this fight is very free for you, and you recognize that you do win this fight. So you jumping on him here is the right play because if you do hit everything, then he's just gonna be extremely low and he can't do anything else.
Yeah, I think I should just chase him a bit more. Like, I rushed the axe a bit is what I mean, I feel.
So he uses his two, but instead of going to clear the wave, he he starts looking at you. He uses
That was
one on. He used his two main wave clear uh, abilities on you, and not the wave. So the moment that he does this, e even if he hits everything here, it is still really really bad for him because you have two health potions. You're not gonna die. You're 2 levels, almost 3 levels ahead of him.
now he's gonna lose a wave.
You should be fine with eating his abilities for free. You should never be scared in a situation like this because now you have Red Pyro. You're beating him up. You hit him really hard, and you have red buff. He's never killing you here. I think you could. You, you can kill him right here.
I feel like the way I was thinking of it, but the way I saw it was that like, all right, I'm level 9, he's level 7. If I miss anything and I take a couple tower shots, I feel like I just give him a free kill and lose my lead. I just didn't feel like it was worth the risk.
Yeah, but you have your whole kit up. These minions will tank for a while. You should switch to axe stance, walk up to him, and look for an axe. If you axe,
Yeah.
you can combo, and if he beads or you miss the axe, then and your combo misses,
No.
then you, you, you can just back off.
Yeah.
But if he's in a situation like this, if you're if you are in a spot to where you can kill him, you should go for it. If you can kill him and get out, then that's fine. You would take at most two tower shots because you have your jump. You,
Mm,
you can just jump backwards, and this Yamcha is still left side,
yeah.
so you, you don't have to really worry
Okay.
about it that much.
Gotcha.
But, but when these minions tank for this long, you can look for the axe on him.
Mm,
If you miss, then you should look for the 3-1. If you miss that as well, then it's just fate. But if you hit it, then then he should almost always die there. And it's also both understanding your damage and also understanding the whole positioning that they have, and if and, and also knowing you should always you should always ask yourself this question: if I hit everything on him right now, i- 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 if he's in front of me, like with maybe bad positioning, if I hit everything on him, will he die? And the answer is yes. And he's able to live because he didn't recognize that fact. And also, he just ulted this wave, and he's low health. Do you know what that means? And you're full health
Gold
with everything
Fury.
up.
We cry out for Gold Fury.
Yep. And the only reason
He doesn't
why,
have secure.
and the only reason why Go Fury is a good call is because you have three hunters.
Yeah, dude. No, never again will this be a opportunity. Yeah, and like Hanzo
She's
has ult,
full.
Medusa has ult, Ares has ult to pull them off. Yeah, for sure. I agree with you.
So one of the things you have to look at is not only the whole draft, like I said earlier, but also how good is their objective clear, secure, in fights. And you have four ADCs on your team, which means you have insane DPS versus
Yeah,
a Fire
really
Giant
great burn.
or Gorfir. You have really good burn, but not really the best secure.
Because here, yeah,
Meanwhile, they have Raw, who
both.
who can't secure, so your DPS won't mean shit if he can out secure you guys. But the fact that their only out secure on the team is now gone means means he can pull
Yeah,
any
100%.
objective for almost free. Then it just becomes a 50-50 if they decide to all in. Yeah, that was pretty scary.
Yeah, a little bit of adrenaline pumping there. Just a bit.
You pop your health potion a bit too late.
Mm.
Let's see.
It should have popped it like here, right? As soon as
No,
I get hit by an emoji.
you had no clue she was here.
I'm saying once I get hit by her.
Yeah, you almost died because you jumped right here. You don't really want to jump. You don't want to use your only escape before going to hit minions, or especially pushing up, because now you're just a sitting duck. If this Yamcha hit her stun and she hit everything she has,
And she had ult. Yeah, frankly, I should have got punished for that,
a-
frankly.
and if and if our plays for it as well, you do have beads, but your beads doesn't mean anything if she ults you as well.
Yeah, of course. No, you're right. I should have got punished for that.
So in the worst case scenario, you could have died, but a slightly better s- scenario would be then forcing your beads out.
Yeah, if she hit me with the stun here, I probably would have beads.
Yeah,
I just wasted beads because I used the jump too early.
but fortunately, you're able to get out because they miss everything.
Yeah, that was lucky, frankly.
At this point, I'm noticing you're maxing your one and your three, and you're putting 0 points into your two. I think that once you have like 2 points each, or maybe 2 points on one and 3 points on the other, then you can put one level into your two. Because that extra
Mm.
movement speed from your two and the bow stance two, giving somewhat of an auto attack effect is really valuable. And movement speed is the most overpowered stat in the game.
Especially mid
Because
and jungle, right?
yeah, but there's also movement involved. The faster you are to everything, the better it is for you. Especially because you have Transcendence now. Uh, you don't really have to worry about mana consumption either. He didn't call attack for that, so I had no clue he was ulting here.
Yeah, I didn't either. To be complete, I was kind of like, oh shit, where'd he come from? He came up with a rocket. I was like, where'd that guy come from?
That was a miskill right there. All
Yeah,
right.
where do you think?
So this was a a random ass ult from fucking nowhere, but he hit this ult. He's beating up this raw. These guys are still in solo lane, so you don't have to worry uh, uh, about them coming over. She has almost no Omi. She could ult you guys and do a lot of damage, but you still have you have beats up. You don't have to worry about her unless she's a fucking god and hits every single one of her ones inside the ult.
Mm.
But right now he's less than half. He's running away. If you jump on him right now and switch to your bow stance, you, you use your one and start auto attacking him, he should die here.
Yeah, you're right. I think I was just so caught off guard by that, to be honest.
Yeah, that was so weird, but the fact that it does happen,
That I didn't have my three, but yeah, I should take advantage of it.
yeah,
Use
you
my
jump right
one.
now, you hit one, and one uh, uh, auto attack, he's just dead. Now, do you get her? Oh, what did you see?
Yeah, dude, dude.
Oh, that's a
It's important to stay positive in moments like this. And then yeah, it works out
yeah.
actually.
Sign him up. He's SP already. Or Yuden's is just a beast. He's just going going for another gank on him.
Balls of iron.
I think the moment that you step out of tower, you can immediately jump back in to go. It's going this raw. You jump in, hit an auto attack, use the range steal on him, maybe throw an axe. If you hit, he's just dead again. If you miss, you, you, you can just pat uppers towards your dancer.
Yeah, yeah, that's a
You
good
could
point.
get poked out, but that's fine.
This was a little a little
Ooh,
scuffed right here. Feels terrible. I was considering beating, but I got greedy.
hold on. Okay, let's see this again. Yeah, you just play this very.
Much faster than I thought.
You play this very impatiently. But then again, uh, I don't go hard on people for the mechanics because mechanics are you're either gonna hit your stuff or not, and that's just practice because not
Yeah.
everyone's gonna hit everything, but it did notice that you saw the you saw the opportunity to kill, so you go for it, which is good. But right here is when you start rushing things.
I feel like I should have, because the wave was there. I feel like I should have walked in and then jumped on him, so that's guaranteed damage. That would have
Yeah.
been right on top of him. Everything would have been easier.
In this split second, the moment he ults the wave, and I see that these melees are less than half health, I know I can play this tower dive very safely. Now, one thing that you can do for certain characters like Ullr or Thanatos is y- you can just run up to him and 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 hold the axe.
Yeah, it's usually what I do, and they force him to juke into it.
Yeah, they
And
will.
then when I say jump on him, and then hold X.
If you hold it, so they will start juking for you. Then you can hit it way easier than hit yourself.
Yeah. It's like the idea of the axe is an ability of itself.
Yeah, I learned that from watching Rexy a lot.
But yeah.
Oh, the dance is bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like I learned that from watching Zap. Zap does that a lot. I don't know why he did that. I don't know why he did that.
yeah, that guy's just a bot.
I literally did.
You have almost 3K gold. I think it's fine that if it's back right now. But then again, these oracles are coming up in the you're most likely at one of the camps. If you choose the back right now to get your next item online, then you go for these camps. I think that's one of the best ways that you can make. Or if you say to get these oracles and make sure that they can get it, and then back and do all these camps, it's fine. Because if you
Mm.
do all these camps right now,
That's gone for sure, probably,
then the
right?
next mini wave that comes in, you'll still be low health. You still have one less item, and they could look to go on you.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like sometimes I get too greedy and it leads to like me ironically losing farm
Yeah.
like elsewhere.
Now you going for this is still somewhat fine, but you're also kind of like slowing down your tempo a bit because if you back to base immediately, get your next item, and then start doing everything uh, and start doing everything, then your map tempo will still be really good. You can. Wait, do you know what I mean by the word tempo?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, your o- overall pace in the game.
yeah.
If you're back right now, uh, after doing oracles, then you, you can do this.
But there and then
Instead
there.
harpies, then this, and you be strong uh, for this next mini wave fight. And since you're just owning this guy, you'll just out clear. Then you can rotate for something really
Yeah.
fast. But
Yeah, completely right here.
you're going for this camp right now. You you're dealing your back somewhat.
Yeah, it's a bit awkward now because right, because I could have got those two, and if I want to get that trinket camp, now it's like I could have got them both at one point, like at the same time, like you
Yeah,
said, just kept the tempo. That's a good point.
but it's still fine because you have teleport out of base. But if for some reason that you don't have it, you you, you, you should look at the map state and and decide when you should back. I guess, yeah. Here's his dead. He's over here. Nice aggressiveness here. Oh, do you get him? Ah,
Uh,
yeah. Much wasn't left, so you know that was a good kill opportunity. I don't really like you going for the this work camp after, because if this Raw decided, because if this Raw decided to walk up to the wave and press one, I mean,
Yeah, I would lost a whole wave for one little minion.
wait, actually not really, because your jump's about to be up. I think uh, you you're positioning you're positioning for it. If he or just ignore what I said earlier. If you did, if you did came over, it looked like you were ready to just jump, to just jump on him.
I was shocked to where he was. I was like, where could he have gone right here?
Yeah.
Like, do you know where he went? Like, where did he go?
Uh, most likely towards the speed. No clue.
I guess so, right? Because he like kind of like hugged that wall, so I figured he had to be there. That's a little bit of late beats.
That's fine. You got the kill. Yeah, you you just really fed. If your aim is really good on Ullr and you have a lead, you should always look for 1v1s like that.
Is there a point where like they're not even worth the gold, where you might as well just go farm elsewhere? You just invade, like you don't even try to kill them, just invade. So if they want to fight, you fight, but like if not, it's like that buff is worth more than them. Is there a point where that's the case?
Yeah, there are. Though right now, since it's since it's in a squishy Anubis support, you can kill him off cooldown whenever you want for almost free. If you do get really, really far ahead, like you are right now, th- let's say that this was a Kimocho support instead. You don't really want to waste time killing her when this camp's up, unless she's like super free. But if she was in the position that she was with tank items, she could have just ran over to a tower and you can't kill her.
Yeah, I would ignore her. It would not have been worth it.
Yeah,
Not
so at that
even
point
worth
you
the
just
ability cooldowns.
yeah, so at that point you ignore her. But the fact that she's full damage jungle means you can't kill her, and you did. Now, most of the time when you if someone is not worth killing, it's usually their tanks. But, but let's say that you're owning. So let's say that you're playing carry role, and you're completely stomping the other person, and you're like 5 levels ahead. At, at, at that point, with your massive lead, the more level difference that you have, the less worth an enemy kill is. So at that point, if your team if your team ends up in a position to where you can do Gold Fury, well, if you're 5 levels up, then you should go for it anyways. Then, then going for the Gold Fury would be worth more than you going for that 5 levels behind kill, right? Now, most of the time, you want to kill a a squishy enemy wherever they're behind, but if there's more to be gained on the map than killing them, then you should go for it. Because uh, if you're 5 levels ahead of this dude and you kill him, you might get like 70 gold, which is not it was not much. You get more off a single minion wave than that, or gold fairy would be with way more.
What does Gold Fury give right now? Split between the five. Just- What's that
I
about?
think it scales a little bit. I can't remember. Though it's
Hmm.
usually like in the 1,000 plus range, I think. Now, most of the time, if you do go for a kill on someone who's behind, the kills can be worth less, but it's especially even less worth if there are two or three people. If there are two or three of your team killing someone who's behind, then that kill would then be worth like 130 gold each, which is not worth it ever. So it's always situational. Like, is it worth killing this person when I have a huge lead, or is it worth going for these camps which are worth more gold and XP? It's something you have to decide for yourself.
You gotta make a statement, dude. It's about making a statement. When do you go that I don't know what it's called. Like, I'm new to Smite too. Like, what's that, like, the thing that gives you the eggs? When is it worth going that?
Usually whenever you can, because this also it also gives your team global gold, and the two Naga eggs can make going for Gold Fury or Fire Giant way easier, or sieging
Mm.
a tower. So you
So,
can.
like,
Hmm?
sorry, go on.
What?
I said, like, so would it make sense to well, I have two questions on it actually. One, would it make sense to like plop them in duo and then go fire, so they have to like deal with that?
Uh,
That's something people do, or should it be used to tank it instead?
you should use it to just tank the Fire Giant. You-
Mm.
The only time that you want to use it against a tower is if you're gonna siege it. But you mainly want to use these on the phoenixes and not really
Mm.
the towers. But if you're eh,
Okay, okay.
but if you're a split push freak who has like a few minions left alive, but you have the knock minions, then you can and you're going for the tier two, then sure it it is fine as long as you know that you can you can get the tower.
Mm.
But most of the
Does it
time,
work like sorry, go on.
what?
No, I'm sorry, go on.
Most of the time, you want to use the Naga minions on the objectives and the Phoenixes and Titan as well if you can, so they can tank for you. But
Okay.
if you have like three or four people, especially since you have four hunters, if you all group up for like Gold Fairy or Pyramids, then you don't really need to use them.
Mm.
So for a team like this, you want to use these Nagas for only the Fire Giant and Phoenixes.
Okay. Does it work like on her's pillar where you can just like tag the wave and then leave if you like need it back or something like that? Then you'll get the XP from the entire wave.
I actually have no clue.
Might do an experiment later on that. I'll let you know the results.
I'd appreciate it if it
And of
works
course, at least like
Team at minions, then there's like potential there, but I think you should only go for something like that if your team cannot ever group up for an objective.
mm, yeah, okay. It'd be niche anyway, you're saying.
Yeah, like extremely specific situations,
Yeah.
and requirements needed for it. Nice, clean autos.
Nice. I main carry, like I said.
Well, that was very scary. They almost got you there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the whole team's pulling up.
Yeah. Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, it's clean, dude. Clean combos.
Oh, they're so angry about this.
I missed the axe though.
Yeah, it's fine. Oh, do you die for this? Oh yeah, that's huge.
I was scrunching my toes there, dude.
There's not really much advice I can give you there because you played it fine. The right now two of them are dead. They've all just spawned. The Anubis just used ults and he's running away. Uh, and Thor's still over here. This is also another free go very call. So, but you are low health and these camps are up. At this point, since you are huge, if I were you, I would just start taking all these camps while they invade everything and do Gold Fury.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, I think I was just too generous with like leaving these camps up and then he wasn't taking them.
Now, you see that green orb, you pick it up, you clear all this, and you're gonna hit like level 16.
Oh, dude, that'd be huge.
And this Danza is not farming for shit. He's only 2 levels ahead of this Yamocha.
Yeah, like Artemis just blew us up. Like the whole weight jungle is just there, sitting there, idle.
Yeah, these camps have are just constantly up. You just get them there. Yo, how long was the speed buff up for? Yeah, so like
Too long.
704 to, let's see. So he spent almost 2 minutes to clear that speed buff. This guy does not know how to farm.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh shit. Wait. Yeah, so this guy is not farming well at all. And this is what I tell many of my junglers is if your if your laners are not on the buffs on time, if they're leaving the buff up for way too long and the and this if they're leaving the buff up for way too long and they're just doing like random shit in the lane, then it's okay for you to take the buff. I- I- and in this situation, your jungler is not doing his camps ever, so taking his farm is fine, especially because you're hitting everything as a Fed Ullr. You're just worth way more than he is. If your teammates are not doing their camps on time, or if your laners aren't doing the camps on time as a jungler, then you should do the buff for them because that's like 'cause that's extra time and that's extra golden XP that's being lost. But
Mm,
you should only take all the junglers camps if they're doing a really poor job at farming the whole game, and if they're and also if they're going to be doing something like killing Anubis and then doing Gold Fury and maybe invading the stuff, then it's fine for you to take all this.
yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Thank you.
I think you should max the ult here just for the extra passive power. But that's just I actually don't really know much of the math for it. But I'd much rather have the more power
Mm.
and attack speed passively. Yeah, this is fine. Let's see, 117 times 5, 585 gold for your whole team. So this is worth, I think, like one half of a gold fairy.
Oh, I didn't know that gives the whole team gold. I did not know
Yeah,
that.
th th that gives global gold, so it's always good to get it whenever you can.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That puts it way more in perspective for me.
You gotta be at least are nice. You do the stuff. Clean X. Oh, this guy's crazy. Another random asshole from this guy.
Yeah.
You're playing this fine so far. Mm. Oh, did you die here? No, you're out, surely. Yeah, you are. Oh, are you going back in? Oh, this is scary. Yeah.
Might have got a little greedy. Might have got a little greedy there.
You play this all fine right now. Let's see. Uh, You're quite healthy. So you're getting. Do we stay on this mushroom to get some heals? Would be fine. But whenever a crazy team fight like this is happening, uh, there's so much to just take into to to consideration. So that's fine that you didn't recognize that. Though I did
Is
see
that
this right here.
Dodge's ability? Does he do something different in Smite 2 now?
No,
In
that's
terms of that, like what
in
is that?
no, that's an item called Amanita's Charm, which he puts a mushroom on the ground,
Mm,
which heals the whole team in pulses. Like
okay,
that's essentially a a meditation, but like placed on the
okay.
ground. So notice right here, you went for the Zeus kill, but I think you could. By this point, your ace has his. He had his chains, his three, and his ults. So I would not be worried about Zeus really living here. But then again, I guess it's also fine for you to go for him because if he misses everything and Zeus somehow gets away, then he can live. But most of the time, this guy should die here because Ares does still do a lot of damage.
Yeah. Even if I want to go for that, I think I actually agree with you. It makes sense to not even bother. But like, let's say I did want to go for it. I think it. Do you think it? Do you agree that like I shouldn't jump to cover distance there? Like, I should just walk over.
Yeah, so hey, if you do want to make sure that this guy dies, then you you can just walk up right here, stand switch to your one, shoot it at him, and if you hit, he'll die. But I would like to see you like just hover right here and just have your axe ready to throw at these guys in case they do step up. Or if
Mm.
you're that much of a freak, you can use these Naga minions. If you're like super tryhard, you can place these Naga minions on the tower and rush at this Yamcha who just beats earlier. Hit the X one combo on her. She die, then you can jump over
I didn't even
this wall
think
to
of
get
that.
this guy.
That's a good point.
But it's fine that you don't go for it anyways. He does kill the Artemis. This looks scary. This looks scary. S- So you saw they were both low here, and you went back in for more, which is fine. But the moment that this Thor shows up,
Yeah, yeah. I just see Thor ulting as I jumped. Like I noticed as I jumped, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
yeah, as soon as you notice it was too late. But when this happens, you're just most likely dead 100% of the time. So so right now you should be a total freak and just dive this tower and try to kill the Yamocha.
Yeah, or grab the minions, right?
No, not really the minions.
Yeah, that's what I tried doing there. I was like, "I'm gonna die. Might as well grab the minion." But you think I should have just dived her anyway?
Yeah, if you're in a situation where you know that you're gonna die like that, and that will happen a lot. If you get yourself stuck in a position to where there's no escape for you at all, you are 100% dead, then you should do as much damage to the enemy team as you can in some way. And that could be either that could be either you hitting them to do as much damage to the health bar, or you can waste the time by just running away, or maybe like clear the mini wave like you said. But as long as you do something in your last moments of life, then it's worth then it's worth
Yeah.
way more than not doing anything. Because I do
Yeah, no,
notice,
I just wanted to get the minions, but you're right. I should go. I didn't think of that. It's a good point.
a lot of players, a lot of people, when they recognize the fact that they're dead, they'll just sit still and let you kill them.
Yeah, it's more of a meme. I feel just like
Yeah,
oh, you got me.
yeah, uh, that's like sort of a meme, th but then again, some people do it like they just completely gave up. You should always fight to the end. uh, You should always fight to the end in any situation, but you but you shouldn't really take that too literally because like some matches will be lost, and if you just keep F7ing, it's fight to the end, and in a completely one-sided match, and that's just you being an SC team, I guess.
Yeah.
But for any other time, you should always try and do something to do as much damage to the enemy team as you can.
Yeah, this is mad funny. He kept spam laughing and then he died. It was very funny.
I love when people do that as well. Very nice word call. Nice. He misses rap. You should immediately start beating him up. Though you haven't pressed up in a bit. I I I do want to see his build. You tend to just randomly ult again w- without saying anything. So the moment that I see this happen, I am gonna. The moment this happens, you should you should jump in and, and start helping out because
Mhm.
there's
Makes sense.
because a dancer has good kill threat on them since all these guys are immortal characters except for Thor. So this is a really good dancer bureau game.
Mm.
A, a a non-aspect a non-aspect the dancer can use this to just to CC them really hard.
Mm. Yeah, I was just thinking like they're at the tower lines, probably not gonna work out well. Might as well just go farm. But I see your point.
There's good kill threat for you guys, and even if you don't kill them, then that's pretty much free pressure to look for a pyromancer. Zeus is dead. At that point, I think he could just jump in. Yeah, you definitely jump in right here. She just ulted, the Zeus is dead. It's just these two guys right here. I
I was scared of the Anubis burn. I was like, if he wraps him, just I mean, I guess I'll have to burn my beads, but I was like, I
yeah,
just want to wait out his wrap.
yeah. Right now this is scary. This is scary. He hits this, but but we jump in right now. The only
Yeah,
thing you
you're
have to
right.
worry about is Anubis ults, but you have your dancer and your Ares with you. If he posts his two for protections, if he doesn't have the aspect, then you you should be fine either way. But if you jump in on them, she just used the ults. I don't see how much Omi she has.
Yeah, I should have
Yeah, she has
jumped
like
in there.
full.
So it was done.
She, she's like 70% health, but she has no ults. and this guy just used two of his abilities. For fighting in Smite, you want to think of it like playing cards. Every single person except for stance switchers like Ullr has like four cards and there's that's available to them. And this Anubis just used the two of them right now. So he only has his ultimate and his one left, and he cannot use both of them at the same time. He can only use one. And so if you jump in and axe them in combo, your team could maybe do some follow up, and that's just free damage for you guys. But just recognizing the fact that you can go in on them is very very good to do, and that's just a deeper level of of the term micro that that some people will do. So the fact that they don't really have much to kill you with except for Anubis ult, but you do have beats and can just outrun them. If you can jump in and land an axe and just combo with them for some free damage, then that's just then that could be good for you guys. But Thor does it does end up showing here because Artemis is not here for some reason. Alright, nice. Medusa does that for it. As you're playing in the back. Or just like what I said earlier, you have four hunters on your team. This is a fire giant call, not a gold fairy call,
Mm,
just because of the insane DPS you guys have. And the main reason
you're
why
right.
is because she has no ult. We're all just sniped. Uh, The only way they can steal this is if they all is if they all in. But if they do that, then you should just kill them with a huge
No,
lead.
yeah, you're right.
And you
That's a
have
that's a
these
mistake there for sure.
and you have these Naga minions to also tank for your Ares.
Like I even used them to be honest.
So what I said earlier about jumping in, in the worst case scenario, if she's if the you have Mocha with her almost full army would stun you and Anubis ults you, then that would force your beats, which would end up being worse. But but the main point that I'm trying to get across there is is to recognize what is to recognize which of their abilities are down and if you can go in or not. Because that actually could have been quite bad in the worst case scenario. But that will happen a lot. Nice. You force the ult and beats, which is huge.
Yeah, it's great.
Another free Naga. Oh, this is definitely a jump bank a jump ankle. The moment he does this, you can jump with this guy. But with hindsight, this you Yamamoto came back, and she's not gonna be 1 HP from earlier. Then you can recognize the fact that she can come back. Though right now they don't have anything to really stop you, so this is good. But your team's like somewhat backing off a bit. Yeah, that's 4 damage to Anubis. You, you, you should still be afraid of him. Wait, this Anubis is ahead of your Ares with no support starter? Okay, that's criminal. Zeus ult down, Anubis ult down. Yeah, these guys are just free pickings right now. And Ra's in right lane. Oh, does she die here?
I think Ares had a crazy old saving her there.
Yeah, nice. He didn't teleport. He didn't teleport.
I don't know why he didn't teleport, dude. Was he chained or something?
He was either chained or he threw it into the wall and mistimed
Yeah.
it.
I rushed the axe there as well.
He's just tanky. Okay, this was just this Raw is he's split pushing as well. He's split pushing as Raw, while his whole team is just dying over here. He's an absolute freak for it.
Perez got something going on up there.
You look for an X here, which is good, but this guy ults, so you have to back off. The other could have been scary because if this guy, if this guy walled you under Zeus ult, then y- you're just gonna die.
Yeah, I'd be dead.
And for team fights, you should recognize what can kill me or what can get me killed. And right now, as a backliner and for carry as well, you should always recognize uh, the for for a team fight. The first thing you should worry about is the jungler, but she's here much of this game for some reason. She's over here. The first thing that you want to worry about is where's the jungler. The second is how good is the setup, and the setup is actually pretty good with Thor, because if he lands a wall on any one of the hunters, then this Raw can could follow up with his ult, or Anubis could also follow up with his wrap combo, and he'll also hammer in for poke. So don't really have much CC to worry about. So the ones that you should worry about the most is his full damage Anubis. If he lands his wrap, then that's dangerous for you. If this guy lands his stun and he has teammates with him, then that's also dangerous for you.
You think I should have played a little bit more passively here because I didn't have beads?
Yes. Only because Thor was here. Now for a team
Mm,
fight, you you should worry about those abilities. Like I said, like Thor wall and Anubis wrap. If they're both up, you should be playing carefully, especially if you have no beads. But if you see them both be used, then you can play way way easier in a fight. And that's why I said in my most recent video where I saw someone playing Loki, he was matched. He was matched. He was matched fighting a Poseidon, and for Loki jungle and for junglers in general, a team fight it becomes really good when the main abilities that you have to worry about are down. So, for example, if you Loki jungle and you want to go into a team fight, it, for that game specifically, the Poseidon was the easiest target for him.
watched
But
the video actually this morning.
yeah, if you go on a
Yeah,
dude, i- if you go into Poseidon while his ult is up and you ult him,
just got exploded.
or just go on him and he ults his feet, then he'll explode you. But if it's down, then you can play to just go on him for almost free. And, and the same concept applies here as well. This story, I, I I didn't see him well, so I would play very carefully. But I saw this Anubis rap, and this Yamcha,
I should not have walked up here.
she, she ulted earlier, but you should keep in mind, she ulted in beats earlier when he went on her. This Anubis just used his rap and his ult, and he missed.
I didn't see you use the rap. I was playing so cautiously here. I shouldn't have even walked up with the mindset I had at that point, frankly.
Well, even if you didn't see him rap, you saw that his ult is down. She's chained. She has no ults. She has no beads. At the very least, you should start hitting this guy because your Medusa's just up here fighting Thor by herself. So
Okay.
so she's keeping him busy. Though I think she just died for it. Anyways, you panicked here, which is like still somewhat fine because I think he has his wall up soon. But you almost you almost cooked your Ar Artemis really bad here. If you stay right here and play a distance, if you don't know if he has wrap, you at least saw he has no ult. He just uses one. So if he does wrap you, he'll only have his three up.
That's a good point. That's a
So
good point.
this is what I meant earlier in that early fight by just reading the enemy's cards and see if it's up or not. If you stay right here and keep your distance from the store, as long as he does not have ults up, you should never die here. And this Artemis almost dies because you jump over the wall. And
Yeah,
she
that's a little bit of a whoopsies.
also ulted as well. That
Yeah, she got saved by Ares.
yeah, huge.
Is yeah, Ares us out there.
And that's one thing that you see if you see pro players like streams and videos, you see them wait out their you see them without people's abilities before full committing on him. Yeah, he just been pushing for this Phoenix. You should immediately back for that. Oh, does he get it? Oh, that's criminal.
It's crazy, right? Like crazy. I don't think I'll ever see that again.
Yeah, just collapse on this guy, then pull fire. Nice. You can pull fire right now with the Naga minions. Use the Naga minions. Use them.
Whoopsies, whoopsies.
So yeah, your team starts fighting while you guys do this camp. This is this is like bad on both parties. They're fighting without you guys, and this fight happening where you guys are just doing this this boop up for no reason.
Yeah, and also
Yeah, this is just a
Fire
bad
Meteor's
fight.
about to pour into Titan.
You should have enough mana for this fight. Nice. All right, this fight should y- you guys should not be winning this fight. Because right now, you Ares and Artemis just fought over here. You used all your stuff. They died. They respawned and they immediately came over and you guys are still alive. Now, most of the time that no, most of the time if a fight like this happens, especially since they're fighting a 3v, they're potentially fighting a 3v4 over here and taking damage. This should always be a lost cause, but somehow you guys do end up winning this fight. If a fight ever if a fight happens to where someone who dies in a fight respawns and then and is able to rejoin the fight, later, or the people who just got in a fight stick around and they're low health, then the people who stick around should always lose this fight. But but they somehow do end up winning. It's fine. It's fine. It's good. Yeah, your whole team's here. The whole team's not really here. Oh, they all have 1 health. This poor Thor is so mad.
Yeah, dude, guy still oblivion. I think surrender right here.
Yeah. Okay, do you have any qu- qu- questions? Your build was good.
Um,
Was good, by the way.
Thank you. I actually, yeah. Speaking build, I don't. And this is more just like a general question, not like a mid or anything specific question. I don't understand. Maybe this is like a carry lane question. I don't know if you know the answer to it. I've seen like Ragna.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been going like an axe start for most hunters, and I feel like it would have the way I feel about it is I think it's a really good like lane bullying item. Like I think it's good in lane, but I think like late game, you're just any other um evolved hunter starter would be good. What's your stance on that? That would be better. I mean,
Yeah, I- I've seen Axe ADCs being played a lot by top players like him. I don't really play much carry anymore since he- since I don't like g- getting camp so much. But but I I assume that the main reason why they're going Axe is not only because it's strong, but it also gives you way easier 1v1 potential. And with any other starter, i- for for early to mid game, that extra protections that X gives you, I think it's like 10 of each. It may not seem like a lot, but at these early protections, a whole 10, a whole extra 10 protections could mean the difference between you living or
yeah,
dying. And the
it might even be 15.
if it's 15, then it's absolutely busted. But the
Maybe it's 10 then.
the warrior axe passive allows you to outtrade uh, the other person in lane if they don't have axe, which is why you see many solo laners build it sometimes. Because if you hit them, it'll do like extra damage. I think it's like on 80 damage early game, which is huge, and it heals you and restores your mana. So so going axe in the carry, eh, a lot more people are doing it nowadays. That's really good to get. That's really good for the 1v1 situation, and it can allow you to build up an early pressure lead on them. So I can see why they're doing it. Because for something, because for high level games, uh, if you get if like high level comp games, if you get early pressure in a lane, which Axe can give you, then you can build up a huge snowball lead on them if they don't have Axe, and if you're getting many Axe procs off. So you can go it and try it out if you want. But yeah, like you said, late game it's not good. Late game, well, it's not as strong late game, but it's still pretty decent. But but the thing is, for someone like Ullr, if you hit your axe late game on someone and you combo them and your team follows up, then that person's just dead. Whether you have a blue stone or axe, it won't matter.
That's a good point. It's a good point. On that
Yep.
note, what's the difference between this over jungle? 'Cause I want to start playing jungle. I feel like it's especially if I'm gonna start playing ranked again. I feel like it's just it's just like the most influential role.
Hmm.
But what's the difference between the like the cudgel and or like the two like the cudgel is the cudgel and the hammer? Is that the two? You know what I'm talking about? The spear, and the cudgel.
Yeah, Boomba's spear versus Boomba's hammer. Yeah,
Yeah, what's the difference?
for Boomba's hammer, it's more on specific gods like Loki, Ullr, or someone that can be even good A cancels. like Susanoo as well. But for spear, you want to build Bumba's spear for like more ability based junglers like Aladdin or or, or like shit, I can't remember. But for non-specific A cancel combo gods, you want to go spear for the more ability based ones, and you want to go Boomer's hammer for the more A combo gods. I guess you can say. Like for example, Tsukiyomi and Smite One, he has really good poke with his 1 and 3 autos that he can throw. So going Boomer's hammer on him would be good. Now for someone like Serket, who's really good at 100 to zing people, going Boomer Spears better. Obelix relies a lot on her ability damage, so you want to go spear on her. So yeah,
Cool, cool. No, that makes sense. Thank you.
I'll go back to what I said earlier about the axe and carry for Ullr. I would not recommend going axe on Ullr if you're gonna be playing a casual game or any game that is not at least on average masters level, because the extra damage boost zone will be worth more than what axe can. Because I because for a casual match, I do not trust my teammates to to follow up on my axes that well. But in a higher lobby, if my teammates were to see me laying an axe on someone late game, they'll almost always follow up. But for a casual match like this, or for like low low elo matches, they might not recognize that fact. So going axe would be bad in that case.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there a, anything else?
No, no, no. I think we're good. Thank you.
All right, I'll write down the notes that I'll write down notes after. And do you want this to be made public or private just for you?
Whatever you prefer. It's up to you.
Uh, all right. Well, this is fun. Uh, i- if you want to do more sessions, I'm always free to cover them. And like I said,
Oh, thank you.
he wants to play jungle. I can I can I can help you out on it as well.
Yeah, it'd be great. I need to get back in the speed of things for jungle for sure.
Yeah, you have a solid Ullr. You can go pretty far.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, I'll catch you later, man. See ya.
Yeah, see ya. Really appreciate your time. Nice meeting you.